starts right now.
Voting numbers continue to rise, so how can you avoid the crowds? A look at some of the busiest polls around town.
Plus, 2 murder trials underway this noon, the latest from the courtroom. But first, a new San Antonio Police Department Eagle helicopter has been dedicated to a fallen SAPD officer.
That's right. Detective Benjamin Marconi was shot and killed outside public safety headquarters back in 2016.
Our Sarah Costa was at that dedication and spoke to Marconi's family about what this means to them.
Bless its crew with wisdom to track and locate criminals.
San Antonio Police Department's newest Eagle aircraft will take to the sky in honor of fallen SAPD detective Benjamin Marconi. Eagle are the helicopters used to help SAPD officers on the ground in its investigations. The new helicopter named Bravo Mike was dedicated Wednesday morning with Marconi's family present. Marconi was a 21-year veteran with SAPD who was a detective with the Special Victims Unit. He had picked up an overnight patrol shift on November 20th of 2016 when he was shot twice in front of public safety headquarters in downtown.
These aircrafts were so instrumental in finding the person that was responsible for his death that we just are so happy that a part of him will always be watching over and in the sky and continuing to catch bad guys.
Eagle continues to honor its fallen officers with the last 3 numbers of the officer's badge number and their initials. The pilots flying Bravo Mike say it's an honor to carry Detective Marconi's legacy through flight.
I really hope they just realize that we are memorializing them in just such a great way, and that we will never forget the sacrifice that they gave, and us as brothers and sisters together, we will just always remember them as we fly around the city.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Beautiful way to remember him. Thanks, Sarah. Well, early voting is underway, and here in San Antonio, more than 48,000 voters cast their ballots on day 2. That's about 2,000 more voters than Monday. So the polls are busy, but don't let that discourage you. Here's a look at the top 5 busiest polling locations so far. So we've got Northwest Vista College, then Encino Branch Library, Brook Hollow Branch Library, Cody Branch Library, and then UTSA. All of these locations are either on the north or northwest sides of town, but remember, you can vote at any polling site during this early voting period. So even if one of these locations is in your neighborhood, you could cast your ballot somewhere else if you're looking to avoid those long lines. And as a reminder, KSAT.com is your election season headquarters. We have more information on polling sites, a sample ballot, and you can check to make sure you are registered to vote. So far, nearly 95,000 voters across Bexar County have cast those ballots, and that's according to the Bexar County Elections Office.
Look out there with live cam this Wednesday afternoon. It looks really pretty out there, 78 degrees. We'll take it for now, but I understand we still need some rain there, Sarah.
Oh my goodness, that is an understatement, but you're so right, Stephanie. We desperately need rain. We are now at 47 days without measured rainfall at the San Antonio International Airport. Now this morning there was some fog, especially out in the hill country. Take a look at the visible satellite showing the cloud cover, and you can see that fog and the low clouds have really started to dissipate, but we're seeing little bits of cumulus clouds starting to pop up. That's what these individual clouds are there, cumulus clouds around San Antonio. The clouds have had an effect on temperatures in the hill country where it's still in the low 70s in some places, but we're already warming up to 81 in Del Rio, 84 in Carrizo Springs, 84 in Cotulla, 79 in Pleasanton. I think we're going to be close to 90 degrees this afternoon in San Antonio, and then we'll have a mild evening with temperatures falling into the low 70s. Hey, coming up in the forecast, I've got a look at some Halloween extremes. When was our hottest Halloween? When was our coldest Halloween? When was our rainiest Halloween? And what can we expect this year? Details coming up.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, in court today, a man accused in a road rage murder has his trial begin today. Now, according to an arrest affidavit, Nevedez, back in May of 2022, pulled up next to a vehicle being driven by Andrew Rangel in the southbound lanes of I-35 near Benz Engelman and shot into that vehicle. Rangel was hit and crashed into the median. That 29-year-old died from his injuries. It would almost be 3 months after the shooting that Nevedez was arrested and charged with murder. His trial will begin this afternoon, and he faces up to life in prison if found guilty. Meanwhile, the trial for Jordan Eaton resumed this morning. Eaton is accused of shooting at a couple back in 2021. Brittany Gonzalez wasn't hit, but her husband, Valentin Gonzalez, was and died from his injuries. According to the opening statement yesterday, Eaton shot at them after Brittany Gonzalez tried to pet his dog. The entire incident was caught on cell phone video by a neighbor who was sitting on his balcony. The state could rest in this case as early in the afternoon. Eaton is claiming self-defense in his case. Found guilty, he faces up to life in prison.
2 more charges now for the husband of the Olmos Park mother who's been missing since October 7th. Brad Simpson, now accused of tampering with evidence and having prohibited weapons. That's in addition to other charges he's still facing that are not related to his wife's disappearance. Meanwhile, the Texas Rangers and the Olmos Park Police Department have also arrested a second person. One of Brad Simpson's longtime business associates, 65-year-old James Cotter, is also in jail now. He was arrested for tampering with evidence during the missing persons investigation. A report saying Brad asked Cotter to move a gun that he had in his house. Meantime, searches for Suzanne Simpson have been ongoing in and around Olmos Park. Law enforcement has searched near Simpson's home and in a landfill close to where her husband's vehicle had previously been spotted. The Texas Rangers and DPS are also assisting Olmos Park Police Department in that search for Suzanne. Police say Brad Simpson is still not cooperating with that investigation.
Well, 17-year-old Adia Namir Robertson was on the run for weeks, accused in connection to the deadly shooting of a Sonic drive-in manager here in San Antonio. Law enforcement, they were able to catch up to her, and U.S. Marshals arrested her in Dallas. That shooting happened back on July 7th on Babcock Road. San Antonio police tell us that 33-year-old Daniel Shrewsbury was shot and killed after Robertson was accused of trying to pay with counterfeit money. Now, she eventually paid with real money. However, then police say that Shrewsbury went outside to take a photo of Robertson's license plate. Joshua Joseph, who was with Robertson, got upset and threatened to assault Shrewsbury. Police say moments later, Robertson got out of the car and shot Shrewsbury. Now, that man who was with Shrewsbury, Joshua Joseph, was also arrested. He was taken into custody back in August.
Some homeowners were mowing their yard off Highway 90 at Prue Road just inside Loop 1604 when they found a human skull and skeleton. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar thinks the remains belong to a man because they were found alongside some specific work clothes. He also said the remains may have been there for years because they were bleached out. So far, it's not clear who the person is or how they died.
David Castleberry will spend the rest of his life in prison. This is after an Atascosa County jury found him guilty in the shooting death of Lucio Carmona. Castleberry was sentenced to life on Monday. It took the jury just 20 minutes to convict him last Friday. Carmona was killed in January of 2023, and according to Atascosa County Sheriff David Soward, Castleberry and Clarissa Guillen likely shot Carmona during a robbery. Castleberry and Guillen were arrested during a traffic stop. Soward says both confessed to being involved in the shooting. Guillen is now awaiting trial.
Coming up, it's a habit a lot of us do, doom scrolling. And while it might seem harmless, you may want to scale back how bad it could be for your health. Well, it's something that might not seem like a big deal, but it's actually not very good for you.
Now, we are talking about doom scrolling, where you are scrolling through videos on your feed.
Experts say this is slowly eroding your mental health. Our Patty Santos spoke with a children's mental health specialist who tells us how to stop and what to do instead.
Mindlessly watching videos on your phone can increase depression, anxiety, and cause feelings of fear, stress, even sadness. It can also hinder the brain's development.
FOMO, the infamous FOMO.
Pediatrician Griselda Anguiano specializes in mental health and teaches her own family how to use a timer to limit how much time they spend on electronics.
Practicing to say, I'm going to choose to play or I'm going to choose to interact. It's tough. It's tough because, the longer you've been doing it and those habits are tough.
Connecting as a family, playing outside or inside with a board game is a starting point to fix the doom scrolling problem.
and the relationship is worth it. You know, and sometimes it's being intentional, even if it's just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, to say like, hey, we're gonna play, we're gonna do this now. It doesn't have to be hours. It doesn't have to be, I have to go and spend money and take them somewhere. It could be just in the backyard. It could be on your kitchen table.
Being face to face and play like this helps our children's brain develop and even helps us teach them how to persevere through challenges, something they'll need in life that can't really be learned from a phone.
It's okay if you mess up. And I'm here with you, and we can work it out together, and we can figure it out. So this is a powerful one, but there's so many.
So remember, unplug, reconnect, and save your family's mental health.
It's never too late until it's too late, right? But if we're still here, if you're listening, you know, if we're talking, then it's not too late.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right, heading outside with a look at live cam. We've got the clouds. It looks really pretty outside. This morning was pretty, but it is just so toasty.
It is so warm outside. In fact, we're going to be close to 90 degrees this afternoon. Puffy cumulus clouds, all we got. And, you know, people were asking, well, is the pollen count even eventful? Not really. Molt and ragweed are low. That's the only two allergens out there. This is impressive, though, in a bad way. The aquifer, even though it's up 0.4 foot in the last 24 hours, it is still well below the average by more than 35 feet. Coming up, we're going to talk about our cloudy mornings, warm, sunny afternoons, stuck in that weather pattern, but potentially around Halloween, there might be some changes. What are the extremes for our Halloween climatology? When was the hottest Halloween? I'll let you think about that, and I'll have that answer coming up.
Sarah has us guessing years in the break.
Yes.
I do. They were guessing when the warmest or hottest Halloween was on record for San Antonio.
She revealed it was in the 90s. So what do you think?
My guess was 96.
I mean, originally my gut said 91, but now I'm nervous. I'll stick with 91.
Okay, and then Eva over there, what did you guess, Eva? 96. All right, let's see. I made this spooky graphic here.
Yay.
Just for you, Steph.
Oh, I love
There's
it.
a green ghost in the background.
How pretty.
And there's a Halloween haunted house here.
Oh my gosh, this is so creative.
Let's check out these spooky numbers.
Where's the date?
I love it.
You just gotta open your eyes.
There it is.
89 was the warmest.
I was off.
In 1997.
Sorry, we're ruining this
so
for you.
you're both wrong. Sorry, guys. Our coldest was 27 degrees back in 1993. Whoa. And our rainiest, we have data all the way back to 1896 for this one. A little bit less than 2 inches of rain.
That was the year I was
Halloween.
looking at.
Oh, wow. Really?
And I'm like, I don't remember 1896.
Wow.
Stephanie.
Wow. A long time ago.
You look good, girl.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, here's the thing. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about a sneak peek for our Halloween this year. But remember, last year was actually kind of chilly. We only gotten up into the 60s last year for our Halloween, and it was in the 40s in the evening. I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be like that this year, at least for us. Okay, on the visible satellite, we've got some clouds hanging around in Real County, northern Uvalde County, parts of Bandera County, puffy cumulus clouds around San Antonio. Temperatures this afternoon are on the rise. It's already 84 in New Braunfels, 83 in Pleasanton. That's where we've been dealing with complete sunshine today. Meanwhile, it's 75 in Rock Springs, 76 in Fredericksburg, where there's been some cloud cover. For the rest of the day, we'll be close to 94 our high, and then in the evening it should be nice and clear, and we'll be looking at temperatures falling into the low 70s by midnight. Highs 91 New Braunfels, 90 in Hondo, 91 in Pleasanton, 91 in Del Rio, 93 in Carrizo Springs, and 93 in Cotulla. Take a look across the nation. You can see it really is very quiet. There's really only one upper level low near the Great Lakes that's producing some light rain in northern Missouri and some in Canada, but it is a quiet day across the United States. We're kind of stuck in this what we call zonal flow around Texas, where the upper level winds move from west to east, and we just don't see any big dips in the atmosphere that would produce localized rain rainfall for us. In fact, when we look at high temperatures across the nation, the cool air is really limited to the northern tier of the United States. 56 for the high in Minneapolis and 60 in Chicago today, but it's still going to be 80 degrees in Washington, D.C., warmer than average for this time of year. And of course, here in San Antonio, we're one of the hottest places on the map. Dallas at 91 today, Abilene at 91. This is all about 10 degrees warmer than average for the state of Texas. And as we look at futurecast temperatures, that cooler air rather, staying to the north. In fact, by the weekend, we're going to see a high pressure system develop overhead, and that's going to keep things warm over the weekend. As we head into the middle of the upcoming week, there are hints that things could change across the nation with a cool front moving through. Now, whether or not that front moves through San Antonio, that is the big question mark that we're going to be keeping our eye on. It is still too far away to know for sure, but there are hints that the weather pattern could change around Halloween or after Halloween. We just have to wait for that. Until then, it is going to be a dry weather pattern for us here in San Antonio, dry and warm across a good portion of Texas too. High temperatures close to 90 degrees over the weekend. Morning lows mild, you won't need the jacket. And then hints at a weather pattern change through the middle of next week. I've got to look at, it's warm out there right now, but when do we typically see our first freeze of the season? Those details coming up in a bit. We'll have more news for you after the break.
Well, now to an update on a KSAT Investigate story. San Antonio ISD's board approved to change a Superintendent Jaime Aquino's contract. However, they have not shared what it is.
The vote came just minutes before midnight on Monday night. This comes less than a week after our KSAT Investigates team highlighted Aquino's personal development coach, a perk he negotiated into his contract.
Well, the district agreed to pay for up to 3 of that coach's trips to and from San Antonio. The district says there haven't been any expenses tied to that coach. We have requested a copy of the new contract, and we will update you on what has changed.
Well, San Antonio's Animal Care Services says it will no longer remove or hide comments from its Facebook page.
The move comes weeks after a free speech advocacy group slammed the agency for censoring hundreds of remarks, many of them critical of ACS.
KSAT Investigates' Dylan Collier looked into this First Amendment fight.
Earlier this year, a commenter wrote on Animal Care Services' Facebook page, quote, "You're not a shelter. You are a disgrace. Do better." Another person wrote that the facility was a slaughterhouse. The comments weren't online for long, as records show they were eventually hidden from view. 2 of more than 400 in all censored by the agency over a 1-month period, according to Aaron Turr, Director of Public Advocacy for the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, or FIRE.
The internet and social media are not First Amendment free zones.
Which is why Turr's organization sent a letter to ACS's interim director last month informing him that his agency was restricting constitutionally protected speech.
The government can't censor speech online any more than it can in the offline world. So it doesn't matter whether you're speaking at a city council meeting or in a public park or in the comment section of a government-run Facebook account. The First Amendment protects you.
Case in point, the emotional victim impact statement last month from Janie Naheda, as the widow placed some of the blame for the 2023 mauling death of her husband Ramon on the ACS investigators who allowed the dogs to remain with their owners.
And right now, there's somebody that should be sitting right there next to you guys, and it should be the city. The city should be there sitting next to you guys because they're guilty too.
Judge Velia Mesa was nearly as pointed in her criticism of the agency during the same sentencing hearing.
Clearly, our city has a lot of work to do to provide services to deal with responsible dog ownership.
As a city agency, Animal Care Services can't censor speech because it doesn't like the viewpoint being expressed or to insulate itself from criticism.
Courts in the United States have agreed. In a ruling released in late July, the U.S. Appeals Court for the District of Columbia Circuit sided with opponents of animal testing. They had sued the National Institutes of Health years earlier over its use of keyword filters to block negative commentary on its social media pages. The court's opinion stated that the agency's actions were, quote, unreasonable under the First Amendment. Late last month, a San Antonio deputy city attorney informed Fire that after reviewing current law, the city would no longer remove or hide posts on its Facebook page, except in very limited circumstances. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Well, city leaders refused to make interim ACS Director Michael Shannon available for an interview for this story.
They've also declined to release information to KSAT about who specifically was hiding those Facebook comments, but they did confirm they're in the process of reviewing and revising the city's social media policy to reflect current law.
Well, American Airlines facing a hefty fine while the federal government says it violated rules designed to protect airline passengers who use wheelchairs.
And a common gesture could be a sign of concussion. What the symptom to watch out for? Still ahead. Sarah just alerted me that there are Toy Story clouds in the sky.
That's what Courtney calls the picturesque clouds.
They look
like
fake.
Toy Story clouds.
They do. At least we have the weather is not fun right now for October, but at least it's pretty to look at.
At least it's pretty to look at. Again, we're trying to stay positive here in the weather department because weather's pretty much the same every single day. Now, as we take a look outside, temperatures are already starting to get into the 80s in many locations. It's 83 in New Braunfels, 81 in Del Rio, 80 in Kerrville. We do have a bit of a heat index because it is just mildly muggy out there, but as we head into the afternoon, humidity is going to come down and temperatures are going to rise. We'll be near 90 this afternoon for the high. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s for the remainder of the forecast and into the weekend and into next week as well. And so you may be wondering, okay, well, it's warm now, but when do we typically see our first freeze in San Antonio? By November 30th. So a little bit more than a month from now is when we typically see our first freeze in San Antonio. You can see, of course, though, areas up in the hill country like Kerrville as early as Halloween, but I can tell you it's not going to freeze in Kerrville for Halloween already. But again, a good indication that the seasons will be changing here shortly, even though it feels a little warm. Speaking of Halloween, I do have a Halloween sneak peek for you coming up in just a few minutes.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Sarah. Well, it seems Russia is getting help from North Korea. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says North Korea deployed troops to Russia. And U.S. officials say they plan to release intelligence today showing thousands of North Korean troops moving by ship to training areas in Russia. Now, the United States does not believe that North Korean troops have reached Ukraine. The movements, however, have generated deep concern at a potentially serious escalation in the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
As we inch closer to Election Day, Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump are embracing different strategies to energize voters. Trump is ramping up the attacks against Harris. Harris targeting undecided voters, especially moderates, college-educated suburbanites, and women. Harris is also participating in a CNN town hall tonight. The event comes on the date CNN proposed a second debate between Harris and Trump, which Harris accepted, but Trump turned down.
Well, San Antonio's police chief called it a terrible tragedy, but will the shooting death of a baby lead to criminal charges? Police say the baby's sibling, a toddler, accidentally fired that gun. Now, Katrina Weber tells us what they have to say about the idea of holding an adult accountable in this case.
Beyond the crime scene tape were images no one wants to see, an 11-month-old baby dead from a gunshot wound. When it came to describing how it happened, San Antonio Police Chief William McManus did his best to sum it up in a few words.
One of the two older children got a hold of that weapon, pulled the trigger.
McManus did say the baby, identified as Kamari Lang, was with his 2- and 3-year-old siblings and a woman Monday, sitting in the parking lot at the VA hospital in the medical center. They were there for an appointment when this unexpected emergency sprung up right around noon. Police say the baby was shot with a rifle.
That's what we have right now.
More than 24 hours later, not much has changed. New details in this case remain scarce. We posed several questions to police about this case, including whether anyone will be facing criminal charges. They say right now they have no new information to share and that this whole thing is still under investigation.
But what we have here today is a terrible, terrible tragedy.
What McManus described is unthinkable for most people, but police do appear to be spending quite a bit of time thinking about what steps to take next. They have not commented on the relationship between the children and the woman who was with them. Or who owns the gun involved in ending the baby's life? Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A quick shake of the head after a hard hit could be a sign that someone has a concussion. That's according to a new study. To get a better understanding of the head shake, researchers surveyed hundreds of people who played a sport at high school, collegiate, or semi-professional level. They found a lot of those athletes were familiar with the gesture and had experienced it themselves. The participants say some of the underlying reason for their head shakes, disorientation, confusion, or changes to spatial perception. All of those symptoms line up with those known to be associated with concussions. Now researchers are pushing for the recognizable movement to be added to official evaluation guidelines.
Well, the Centers for Disease Control say E. coli food poisoning linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounder hamburgers has sickened at least 49 people in 10 states. Now, so far, none of those cases are in Texas. However, one person in Colorado did die and 10 others had to go to the hospital. Infections were reported between September 27th and October 11th. CDC says everyone interviewed in connection with the outbreak had reported eating at McDonald's before getting sick, and most mentioned eating Quarter Pounder hamburgers. A specific ingredient has not been identified as the cause. However, investigators are focused on onions and beef.
The U.S. Justice Department is suing Rocket Mortgage for allegedly undervaluing a black woman's home in Denver. The lawsuit claims that because of her race, the company valued her home $200,000 below nearby homes with white owners. The loan was then canceled after the woman made a complaint. Rocket Mortgage denies any wrongdoing. It says it followed proper protocol. Mortgage experts say the lawsuit could lead to significant changes to make sure housing appraisals are fair for everybody.
The federal government fined American Airlines $50 million. A multi-agency investigation uncovered repeat violations of rules designed to protect airline passengers who use wheelchairs. The investigation, led by the Department of Transportation, found American had serious violations of disabled passenger rules between 2019 and 2023. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says America has mishandled and damaged thousands of wheelchairs and failed to provide adequate assistance to disabled passengers. Department of Transportation says it is investigating similar violations at other U.S. airlines.
All right, a major moment, 20 years in the making, how the Lakers landed on the court and history books last night.
And Fiesta season still several months away. However, one major event already gearing up for a colorful parade. How the Battle of Flowers Association is getting a jump on next year's Fiesta. Well, especially here in San Antonio, it's never too early for a little bit of fiesta in your life.
Never. Prep work is already underway for next year's Battle of Flowers parade. Melodies in Bloom, a Texas serenade, kicks off on Friday, May 2nd, 2025.
Well, yesterday, a handful of local schools learned how they will be portraying next year's theme, so Texas musical history. They found out through a little game.
Celebrating all things music, and we thought no better way to have the high schoolers pick their float theme than by starting with a friendly game of musical chairs. So they will play musical chairs to determine the order in which they draw, and then they will get to draw their float theme.
That's such a cute idea. Some of those themes for the parade include Hoedown Harmony, Rockin' Roses, and Mariachi Magic.
That's fun. I haven't played musical chairs in years.
That's the best. I get very competitive.
Oh, yes.
We should do KSAT musical chairs.
KSAT musical chairs. I think a lot of us will wind up on the floor. Very competitive out here in the newsroom.
I think all of us are. It's a trait, I believe, of those of us that work at KSAT. Okay, well, we have got a pretty good looking pollen count today. Molds are low and ragweed is low as well. The aquifer, although it's up 0.4 of a foot, yesterday it was very close to a 34-year low for San Antonio. So just to put that in perspective for you, we are not doing good when it comes to the aquifer. Any rain in sight, any hope for a weather pattern change? And of course, I've got a look at your Halloween sneak peek coming up.
Day of the Dead dates back to pre-Columbian, pre-Hispanic, indigenous traditions in Mexico. The Aztecs, as they conquered people, incorporated their traditions into the Aztec pantheon. So we know that these are borrowings from Mesoamerican peoples. So one of the questions is why these dates? October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd. It is because that the ancient calendar, the ancient sacred calendar, these are what are known as cross-quarter days. They fall exactly between fall equinox and winter solstice. So this is exactly the midpoint. And it is understood by ancient peoples that this is the moment when the veil that separates the world of the living and the world of the dead is at its thinnest. What's interesting, of course, is that it's not unique only to Mexico, this moment of linking back to ancestors. So it happens that in Japan and Shinto traditions it's Obon, in Celtic traditions it's Samain. As the sun is losing the battle and the night is gaining, it's universally felt that this is the resurgence of the domain of the dead and our ancestors.
Well, it does not feel like October, but
No,
we're still going to celebrate Muertos Fest this weekend, though.
Exactly.
Yes.
We are. It's going to be, the holidays are coming up, they're approaching. We're all going to celebrate regardless of what the weather does, but it's always nice when the weather kind of matches up with your expectations, right?
Yes.
Last year for Halloween, I mean, we were kind of chilly.
It was cold.
If you remember, cold front had moved through and we were only looking at highs in the 60s. And it was in the 40s. It's not going to be that cool this Halloween at all. We'll talk a little bit more about your Halloween forecast in a bit, but first I want to get you through the rest of your day and the rest of your week. 78 outside right now. Dew points are in the 60s, so it is a little humid. And we're seeing these clouds really break up. So it's already 86 in New Braunfels, 83 in Pleasanton, 86 in Cotulla, 81 in Eagle Pass. Many locations are going to be at 90 degrees this afternoon. Even if we don't technically make it to 90 in San Antonio, it is going to be close. Dew points are high still in the 60s. That's in the muggy category, but as we head into the later part of the afternoon, humidity will be coming down and it's going to feel pretty good in the shade in spite of the fact that it is going to be near 90 degrees in San Antonio, 91 in New Braunfels, 92 in Floresville, 90 in Uvalde, 86 in Los Maples, 91 in Bandera, and 87 in Lakey. So when is our average last 90-degree day? We may hit it today, but our average last 90-degree day is actually the 18th of October. So we're a little bit behind schedule there for our last 90-degree day. And this is the 30-year average from 1993 to 2003. I'm giving you a lot of water cooler facts today. The average temperatures around Halloween and the extremes, and then your average last 90-degree day. So it's not unusual to see 90 degrees this time of year. What is unusual is to see a very quiet weather pattern across our nation for just about everybody. There's not much going on other than some light rain in northern Missouri right now, and that upper level low is keeping the cold air up to the north. Here in Texas, we're going to continue to see day after day of warm weather, and even over the weekend, a ridge of high pressure moving overhead, keeping us warm over the weekend and keeping us dry. It isn't until the middle of next week that we start to see some colder air being pulled in from Canada across a good portion of the nation. Now, whether or not this cold air makes it to San Antonio, odds do not favor that right now. Odds favor the colder air staying to our north, but it is that time of the year where if you get a potent enough cool front that it can make it to San Antonio. So we're going to be keeping our eye on that. I'd say that's probably the wild card for Halloween. But the biggest thing to know in your Halloween forecast is that it should be dry. Over the next several days, we are going to be looking at temperatures close to 90 degrees, even over the weekend, and temperatures only come down to the mid-80s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. So let's break down a very early Halloween sneak peek. It is probably going to be mild, so jackets are likely not going to be needed. It is probably going to be dry. Rain chances are slim to none. Again, There is, however, that wild card, and that wild card is the slight chance for a cool front. We're still more than a week away from Halloween, and so we are going to keep you posted. Please continue to check back in with us. Again, though, the thing to know is that we're going to have mild mornings in the 60s, afternoons near 90 degrees, plenty of sunshine in our forecast over the weekend.
All right, thank you so much.
Father and son holding court in front of basketball fans. LeBron James and his son making history last night, and they weren't the only father-son duo at the game.
The list of honorees set to be inducted into the Texas High School Hall of Fame class of 2025 includes Robert Griffin III and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, also on the list, UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor. So the honor comes after a Road Runner win. UTSA found its way out of a 2-game hole by beating FAU over the weekend.
Traylor says the focus this week is all about the details.
The details, the injury situation has been, talked about enough. But when there's that much change, you don't really have like the ability to cruise or maybe take some veteran days or do some more walkthroughs because you're still trying to get your team good. So that's always a fine line this late in the year to continue to still be practicing as hard as we are right now to try to get game reps in practice.
UTSA had 3 freshmen score touchdowns last week, so that practice time is paying off for the injured Roadrunners.
Well, the new NBA season is officially underway.
Yeah, but the Spurs fans will have to wait until tomorrow to see the silver and black. They'll kick off their season in Dallas. A lot of the anticipation lies, of course, around Victor Wembanyama and his potential as he enters year 2.
That's especially true now that he'll be playing alongside Chris Paul.
Absolutely. We want to try to be as available as possible every night. You know what I mean? So that comes with, preparing your body day in and day out, trying to make sure you're ready. If you check my history, I ain't never really been I play. If I'm available, I try to play.
Well, our coverage in Dallas begins tonight as sports director Larry Ramirez gets us ready for San Antonio's season opener, and this leading up to tomorrow's 6:30 tip-off.
All right, it was history overnight in the NBA.
LeBron and Bronny James taking the court for the Lakers and the first father and son to play together in a regular season NBA game.
ABC's Will Reeve has the highlights.
History tonight.
Overnight, the moment 20 years in the making.
All ready? All right.
With a brief courtside pep talk.
Just play carefree, though. Don't worry about mistakes. Just go out and play hard.
History was made.
The first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game.
The James dynasty holding court.
Outside, dad hands to his son.
LeBron James and his son Bronny teaming up for 3 minutes at the end of the first half in the Lakers game against Minnesota.
Oh, LeBron James!
Bronny with a rebound. LeBron with a slam dunk, letting everyone know he's still the king. The James family looking on with pride. Also courtside, another father-son duo, Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr., the first to play in the same MLB game for the Seattle Mariners in 1990.
Davis, hard drive, off one leg, he's got it!
The Lakers holding off the Timberwolves 110-103 to take home the season opener. Bronny commenting on the momentous occasion after the win.
Just going up to that scores table with my dad, checking in for the first time, that's a crazy moment I will never forget. It's always been family over everything. So to be able to have this moment where I'm working still and I can work alongside my son, it's one of the greatest gifts I've ever got from the man above, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Well, the Down Syndrome Association of South Texas hosting its 24th annual Walk-in Stroll event. That's this Saturday on October 26th. The nonprofit says this is one of the best ways to support what they do.
And it provides them with the resources they need to help families in our community. You can scan the QR code on your screen for more information or head to ksatcommunity.com.
And does this forecast look familiar? Because it absolutely should. 90 degrees today, mid-60s in the morning, upper 80s for the afternoon high. The only variation from day to day will be how long do morning clouds stick around? And that's kind of a fun little game that you can play with yourself. Because it's just the variety in the forecast is very low. As we head to the weekend, though, at least the weather will be nice for outdoor activities. And then we are hoping for a weather pattern change by the middle to late part of next week. There's a lot of hints that we could see something change, whether that's rain or cooler weather. We'll continue to keep you posted.
Your job will get more fun soon.
Yeah, it will. I mean, my job is fun every day because
I know,
with these guys and everybody in the back.
More fun. Yes, more fun. We look forward to that too. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Poor Sarah's been trying so hard to get creative with all these things.
I look at your Halloween graphics.
That was fun.
I look forward to that.
Very proud
awesome.
of you. I know
if you missed them, Adam might show them later tonight.
Ooh, he'll steal them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching.